What's going on, guys? Tony here. Positive Tech Reviews in the building. We have the new mobile G3 Plus on deck. Huge shout out to Ariana for sending this out to me for review. It's a pretty nice device. I believe you can pick this up on their website or on Amazon. I will have the link in the description below. Make sure you guys check that out. So yeah, this is the new G3 Plus. So I didn't do an official unboxing. I mean, I did do an unboxing. I just don't have it uploaded yet. But this is like 24 hours with the phone. So I have two phones that I'm rocking with right now. One is the Pixel 3 XL, which has my main SIM, and then in this device right here, I actually have my duplicate SIM, which is it's like having the same number on both devices, where I get my calls on both phones and I get my text messages on both phones, and I got data across both devices. So it uses the stock messaging app and also stock phone calls or whatever. So anyway, so I've been using this phone for about 24 hours. I got it yesterday. I did, like I said, a little unboxing. The phone's pretty good. It's a beautiful phone. You guys can see right here. So let's go through the specs real quick for those that care. This phone is like $229, I believe. Like I said, I'll have the links in the description below. Shout out to anybody who's out there who can hear me in the chat. If you can hear, drop a comment. That way I know that you guys can hear me nice, loud, and clear. Yes, I used the phone for 24 hours. It's going to be my first initial impressions, 24 hours with it. Let you guys know my thoughts on it and exactly how everything went down today. I'm going to show you battery life stats and everything. So let's jump right into the specs real quick. So this is running MediaTek processor Helio P25. It has 4 gigs of RAM, 64 gigs of internal storage. It has expandable storage, so you can add an SD card. You can add an SD card to it. Hey, what's up, Donovan in the building? KK1313, I hear you clearly. That's awesome. So it does have dual SIM support, so you can put 2 SIMs on here, and you can use 2 different carriers. It's GSM only, so it'll work on AT&T T-Mobile, and all the MVNOs that carry down to that. So looks great and sounds great. Thank you, Donovan. So yeah, so I was cool that they sent me a Mint SIM, so I have a Mint SIM that came along with this. I can put data on this phone and use it right away, but I had, like I said, had a duplicate SIM, so I went with that. So it does have USB Type-C, NFC, it has a fingerprint reader on the back, dual camera setup. We have a 13 megapixel camera on the top, 5 megapixel on the bottom, no headphone jack. So the headphone jack is gone on here, but you do get a little dongle. I'll show you that in a second. I'll show you what came in the package before I let you guys know how I went down today with it. Like I said, I got it yesterday. I set it up. It did take a little bit of time to set it up. So for some reason, one of the issues that I had with it when I first set it up was it couldn't find any of my backups. So I'm not sure if that was an issue with the phone or that was an issue with my Google account. But I had to start from fresh, so I had to download my apps manually, which kind of sucked. It didn't take too long. It took maybe about half an hour. I had everything set up. I had to log into all my accounts on there. So here's a little pamphlet you get here. Is to getting started, and you guys can see here tells you a little bit about the phone. Like I said, it's dual SIM. You can add 2 SIM cards. Let's see if I can focus. You can add 2 SIM cards, or you can add a SD card and a SIM card. Okay, so we got that. We got some thank you on here. It's in Spanish. We got some new stickers, which is pretty cool that they sent you that. You see a thank you card. Here it is with their social media on there. Let's see if I can focus. Maybe not. But yeah, social media accounts on here. If I could get focus. There we go. And then let me see, we got a little case that came with it. Pretty nice that they send a case to come along with it, so you can protect your device as soon as you get it. Here's a little dongle. It comes with it, like I said, no headphone jacks. We got a dongle, and then we have supposed to be fast charging. I'm not too sure about it. I haven't even tested it out yet, but we get this little tiny brick and USB Type-C. So you get all that for, I believe it's like $229. Like I said, I'm not 100% sure. I'll have the link in the description below. And so get right into the phone. So the phone, I got it all set up, like I said. It's a beautiful phone. I like the design, and it feels real good in the hand. It's like, I would compare it to the LG G7 ThinQ as far as the width of it. It's not like a real wide phone. So as far as the width of it, it's a pretty slim down phone, 5.7 inch display. You guys can see there, the fingerprint reader is pretty quick. I'll do that again. You guys can hear that. So yeah, 5.7 inch display. It's 1440 by 720. So the display is a 720p panel, but it looks pretty good. I had no issues with it today outdoors. So that's a good sign right there. So like I said, my regular emails what's up, Altered Tech? I'll try to answer some questions as I go along. So this has the P25, not the P23. I think it has a P25. I may be wrong. Let me see. Let me look real quick on the specs. I thought it was a 25 when I looked at it yesterday, but let me see. Stock Android, it does have almost stock Android. It has very, very little. I'll show you that real quick. I'll go into, it has Android 8.0. 8.0. Let's go ahead and go to system. And where are we at? Has Android 8.0. About the phone, you can see there, Android 8.0, the new G3 Plus. Let's see if I can focus on there. And it is running October 5th, 2018 security patch. So it's a little bit behind with the security patch and the update. I would say it's a little bit behind, but other than that, the phone runs pretty good. Like I said, stock Android almost. Let me show you the settings real quick before I forget. And I'm going to show you my usage today. You can see here's the settings. You can see there's not a lot of customizations on there. We do have Wi-Fi calling. We have voice over LTE. I am on T-Mobile right now, so you can see voice over LTE, little icon up there. And you can see here, pretty simple. There's Dual Speed, which I haven't really got into that yet. I still have no clue what that is. It does have face unlock, which I'll get into that a little bit. I tried to set that up yesterday and I had a little issue with it. Fingerprint reader, and it has some system gestures. You can see there, let me see if I can focus in there. Some system gestures there. You can tinker with that if you choose to. I'm not really into it. But yeah, it does come with its own stock launcher. But I switched it out right away simply because my bottom row of icons and the dock here, I like having 5. So their stock launcher only had 4 on the bottom, so I switched it out like immediately. Plus I like the pixel feel and that, so if I swipe over I have the Google Now card. So I'm using, what's this called? This is called Rootless Pixel Launcher. You can get this on the Play Store. That's about the only thing I've done to it. It's stock Android, yes. What's up, Alpha? Alpha in the building, Alpha Rakama. What it do? So yes, I did switch out the launcher, and then for you to get this to work here, the Google Now cards, you have to download something else. I forgot what it's called. If you guys are interested in this feed here, and the launcher you can get, like I said, at the Play Store, but for the feed to work, to swipe over, you have to download something else. If you're interested, just drop a comment, and I'll drop it down in the description. But yeah, so my usage today, you guys can see my main apps. That's why I have everything set up front and center. Got Twitter, Instagram, Google+, which RIP soon, Facebook, Marco Polo, Pandora, WhatsApp. I'm not using TikTok. So the phone performs pretty decent. It's a pretty decent phone. I mean, I even took some photos, and we'll get into that here in a second. But the phone, first of all, it's a beautiful phone. It feels nice, and it's not very it feels substantial in the hand. You know, it feels like a pretty decent phone. It's not, doesn't feel plastic at all. It feels, actually feels really, really good. So the back, I'm not sure if it's glass or plastic, but it feels like glass. And I used it all day without any cases, I mean, without any screen protectors, and I didn't get any kind of scuffs or anything. And I'm a blue collar worker, so I do weld, and no issues with it. I didn't get any kind of, you know, I think it held up pretty good for the first day without any kind of screen protector on it. I didn't get, so I did use the little case here, so I'll put that on real quick. But let's jump into my usage today. So I did use the phone. I did do, you guys can see that I am currently on 64% battery life. So battery life is where I really want to get to, because I really like the battery life on here. So 64% left, and I don't know if I mentioned it, but it does have a 4,000 milliamp battery. 4,000 milliamp battery, and this thing is really, really good with the battery life. Like I said, I used it all day today, day one, and I'm coming home. I came home actually with maybe like 80%. It's now 7:35, but I came home with about 80% for my normal usage, and I'll show you, I'll get into the battery life. But so it's not going to be the most fastest phone, like it's not a flagship or anything like that. So coming from my Pixel, I could definitely see some lag here and there. You can see it, little stutters here and there, but it's nothing that it's really going to impact your usage or anything. It's just a little hiccup here and there. But other than that, the phone's pretty snappy. I'll go into Twitter real quick, and I'll show you how Twitter loads up. You can see it's not the fastest phone, like I said. You can see where I start to scroll. You see a little hiccup here and there. Let me see if I get to the right. But it gets the job done. I'm saying for the price of the phone, you do see a little bit of stutter here and there, but the phone performs pretty good. And I think the camera is pretty good too. So for the price, it's not really, really bad. I think if you're looking at this phone, I don't think you're actually, I don't think you're an average consumer, I would say, if you're looking to pick up this phone, because this is the type of phone that you probably wouldn't have heard of unless you're kind of like into the tech stuff. So yeah. So the phone does perform pretty good, pretty snappy. You can see there, I'll go into other social. I'll go on Instagram, and you can see how it takes, that's how long it takes to load. And you can see it does pretty good. So that's Instagram. I'll go back. I'll go into Facebook. I'm just showing you guys, you know, the speeds of it so you guys can see how it performs. So it's loading content, and you can see it hiccup. It hiccups here and there, but it's not real bad. And we'll go into, let me see where, we'll go into TikTok real quick. These are the apps that I use every day, and I'll tell you what I've done so far. Whoa. So this is TikTok. All right, so, and YouTube, actually, I did a little bit of YouTube today, not as much, but the phone is pretty good, man. You can see there, the phone's pretty good. You know, it'll just take a second or two before it loads all the content, but it's been working pretty good. I'm getting pretty good speeds on T-Mobile as far as the LTE speeds go. I love the notification light, which is very, very bright. It does have a flash in the front, so you guys can see the flash in the front. And I'll show you some photos real quick that I took. I'm going to do a full review of this phone in about a week or so. But let me go ahead and show you some photos that I did take with this phone. And you guys can see this was portrait mode, and I don't know how it'll come across on this live stream. But the portrait mode looks pretty decent to me. And it's me and my daughter just fooling around. This is the front-facing camera, by the way. It's my mean mug right there. Front-facing camera. And here's a rear-facing camera, just a regular shot. I compared it to my daughter's iPhone 7, and believe it or not, the photos, in my opinion, look better than the iPhone 7. So you can see there some shot. You zoom in, and you can see the nice detail on there. I think the camera is pretty good. You know, the camera, I think the cameras, both cameras, actually the front camera and the back camera is pretty good. So yeah, I just took a couple of photos. I haven't done any videos yet as far as recording video, but yeah, let me see. Portrait mode looks good from the stream. Thank you. Okay, so let me catch up on my stream real quick. I kind of forgot about you guys. What's up, Altered Tech? Ross, what's going on? Let me see. Ronaldo in the building. What's going on, Ronaldo? Altered Tech. I think I shot you out already. So the camera's pretty good on here. But let's jump into the nitty gritty. Like I said, I even used the GPS on this today. So I used the GPS. A lot of people don't report on the GPS, but the GPS is actually very good on here. It's actually on point. So I did use GPS. So let's jump right into the battery, and then I'll let you guys know exactly on my usage. So you can see there's my battery usage. Let me see if I can focus on there. It's 15 hours and 47 minutes ago. And screen usage since full charge, 2 hours, 42 minutes. So like I said, I took it to work. So this is my average. My average usage while I'm at work. I normally use the phone maybe about 2 hours, 2 hours and a half. And this is what I got. So yeah. So off the charger at 4 a.m. and it's actually 7:40 p.m. and you can see I'm at 63%. About 1 day and 2 hours left if I keep using the phone the same way. So I think the battery life is really, really good on here. I'm not even at 50% yet, and my day is almost done. Probably about 9 o'clock is when I normally clock out. So battery life really, really good on here. It actually did better than my Pixel 3 XL. So there you guys can see it, and I'll show you what I used. So you can see that I did some photos, Instagram, 7%. You can see where I used the GPS, Google Maps. What's up, Forbes Tech in the building? I did use a little bit of TikToks for some humor today at work, and you can see my Gmail. And I did make phone calls. First thing I did was make a phone call with it earlier this morning, and the user could hear me. Well, I can hear the other person clearly, and the other person can hear me real clearly. So as far as calls, this phone is A1. So for the basics on this phone, which would be, calls, web browsing. Well, let's load up the web browser real quick, and we can see how it loads up. I was looking at some cases for. Let me get rid of all this stuff, and we'll do a search real quick. I'd also let me see if it'll do the voice. What should we look up? News on the Note 10. So you can see the browser. It's pretty quick, man. I know I'm connected to my Wi-Fi right now, but it's pretty quick without the Wi-Fi also. So here you can see web browsing. This thing is pretty good with the web browser. So overall, I think it's a pretty good phone. Like I said, it's just 24 hours with it, so I can't really give you guys more than that. But I can tell you right now from using the phone for 24 hours is I like the build. I like the build on it. You can see on the bottom, USB Type-C. You got the two grills on the bottom. One's a microphone, the other one's a speaker. So another thing I almost forgot to mention, it only has a bottom firing speaker. So we'll go ahead and we'll play something real quick so you guys can hear what the audio sounds like, and maybe we'll get some music or something. Just a quick music here, so we see what we got playing. Pandora. We'll do some 90s hits. I don't know who's listening to that, but so here's a bottom firing speaker. So it does have a single bottom firing speaker, which if you had the LG what is it, the LG Stylo 4. This definitely sounds way better than the LG Stylo 4. So that speaker on that device was horrible. This one I can deal with, even though it's just a single bottom firing speaker. When you cuff it, it seems like you get more sound coming out of it, and it doesn't sound. You don't get a lot of bass, but the speaker does sound loud enough where it's enjoyable and it's not like screeching in my ears. So I can say that the speaker's passable. I mean, it's not the best sounding speaker, but it'll get the job done and it's passable. Let me see if I can read some of my comments real quick. Altered Tech says, this or the Blue XL Plus, both are $199. I'm not too sure there. This is not much, just watching. What's up, Tony? Big House Productions, what's going on? So this right here, let me see if we can pull it up, see how much this is on Amazon. But I think it's like, let me see. Amazon.
Here are some matching news articles.
Let's pull it up on Amazon real quick and see how much it is. I'll have the links in the description below, but I believe it's like new. Let's see what comes up. So here it is right here. This is the one right here. So it's $229 on Amazon. You can see it there. I'll have the links in the description below. You guys want to pick it up. I think it's a pretty good device for $229. I think it's not. I know there's a whole bunch of devices falling in this price range. Like we got the, what is it? The Moto G6, I think, is around this price. But that one has less memory. It has, I believe it's like 32 gigs for this price. And I think it has like 3 gigs of RAM instead of 4 gigs of RAM. And I believe it doesn't have NFC. So this one has NFC. It has, this is the Onyx Black, it has NFC, and it has 32 more gigs. So if you're, if you're comparing this with the Moto G6. So let's go ahead and check out the specs before. I know Donovan said that it might be the Helio P23. I'm thinking it's it did come with that SIM card. I think it's, let me see. Bonus, boosted performance. So yeah, it's the Helio P25. So I was right. So there it is right there. Helio P25 processor, 64 gigs of memory, 4 gigs of RAM, Android 8.0, 5.7 inch HD, and then we do have the dual camera, the fingerprint reader, NFC for mobile payments, and fast charging. I haven't even tinkered with that yet. LTE and NFC definitely. So yeah, it's a pretty good device, man. So we do have, here are some of the bands if you guys are interested in the bands. We have, I haven't gotten into any of the video portion of this. I only took a couple shots indoors and using the front-facing camera and using the rear camera. So you can see here the Helio P25 octa-core, 2.3 gigahertz, 5.7 inch display, and then we have 1440 by 720p, 18 by 9 aspect ratio, 13 megapixel camera. Here's a lot of the information here. It only records. What I did notice is it doesn't have portrait mode with the front-facing camera. So that's kind of a bummer, but it records in 1080p. And let me see, the 4,000 milliamp battery is really what I'm interested in, and also the memory, 64 gigs of built-in memory. And you can add an SD card up to 128 gigs. So here are the bands, networks. So we'd have band 12, 17. It doesn't have all the bands, but so far it's been working pretty good on T-Mobile. I'm not sure how it'll work with AT&T or anything like that, but I think you do have all the bands for that. So connectivity, we do have BGN, Wi-Fi, Bluetooth 4.2, NFC, and then we have the cables and all that. So stay tuned for some more video, guys, on this phone. I really like it, honestly. I think it's a pretty good phone for what it is. So if I was to recommend this phone, I would say it's a good phone, especially for the basics, like if you calls, text messages, emails, browse the web, and you got a couple of social media websites. No problem with this phone. I think this phone can handle all that. It is missing the headphone jack, so there's no headphone jack. So if you want a device with a headphone jack, then this one ain't it. But fingerprint reader does pretty good. I haven't used the mobile payments yet, but it does have NFC. So I'll have to do a later video on that using, what is it? GPay. So I got GPay here. I just haven't set it up yet. But yeah, so far it's been pretty good, man. For what I've used it today, like I said, I used all these apps today. And let me see. How long before it's on the selling block? What's up, my Project 13? What's going on? BG Tech Life. Sorry, guys. I'm just keep forgetting to read my messages here. But yeah, this is the G3. Look at that fingerprints on there. So it's definitely a fingerprint magnet, but it's a beautiful phone, man. It's a budget phone, $229, 4,000 milliamp battery. I know there's a whole bunch of phones that compete at that price range, but I think this is a good one. I don't know. Let me know down in the comments below what you guys think about the G3 Plus. This is just 24 hours with it. I just got it. Just set it up yesterday, and yeah, man, I've been rocking out with it. I was gonna jam to some music, but I gotta get the dongle because there's no 3.5 millimeter headphone jack on here. But that's all I got for you guys right now, man. Stay tuned for some more videos on the new Mobile G3 on deck. Huge shout out to NUUMOBILE for sending this out to me for review. Shout out to Ariana. Shout out to Rob, Team 100. Catch up with you guys later. We out.